Chosen one, do not scroll away. This is an urgent, divine interception. Archangel Michael has personally routed this exact message to your screen right now. This is not the algorithm playing tricks on you. This is a final warning from the highest realms. You are standing just days away from the most profound spiritual timeline shift of your entire existence. This Sunday is not just another normal day. It is a catastrophic division between two opposing realities. A massive spiritual portal is opening this Sunday. It will completely seal the fate of those who have been waiting patiently in the dark. If you swipe away right now, you will single-handedly shut the door on the blessing your tired soul has been crying out for. You will remain blind to the signs. You will stay trapped in a cycle of endless confusion. But if you listen to my voice until the final second, you will receive the exact physical key to unlock it. You have been feeling this shift in the air. The atmosphere around you has been incredibly heavy and strange lately. Your deep intuition has been screaming that something massive is about to unfold. And you are completely right. Do not take your eyes off this screen. The heavy spiritual attacks you have been facing recently are not random coincidence. They are absolute proof that the enemy is panicking. The forces of darkness desperately want you to ignore this warning. They want you to think this is just another generic video on the internet, because if you stay oblivious and distracted, they can easily steal the generational wealth transfer that has just been approved in your divine name. Do not let them win this battle. Make a solid promise to your future self right now to lock into this healing frequency. There is a reason your spirit has been so restless over the past few weeks. A secret delivery is coming, but you must be fully prepared to receive it. If you leave this message before the end, the blessing will still physically arrive on Sunday, but you will not know how to keep it. You will lack the necessary spiritual equipment to hold on to such a massive surge of divine energy. This is your only chance to prepare. Listen carefully to the sound of my voice. The elite forces that profit off your daily exhaustion are actively trying to scrub this exact frequency from the internet. They are terrified of what happens when a true chosen one finally wakes up. If you close this page now, the link to your destiny may be gone forever. You will be stuck in a miserable matrix of survival for another 10 painful years. The door is open, but it is closing incredibly fast. You did not click this message by accident today. Your raw intuition dragged you here, because heaven is trying to hand you the ultimate decoder ring. People have been acting strange. Doors have been closing unexpectedly. You feel entirely isolated and alone. I am here to tell you that you are not going crazy. You are being divinely isolated for a kingdom-level upgrade this coming Sunday. But before we cross that sacred threshold, there is a hidden mechanism you must fully understand. There is a secret message buried deep inside this upcoming breakthrough. You will completely miss it if you do not stay focused. The darkness is laying a fatal trap right now to sabotage your impending union with destiny. Funny how everyone pretended they did not see you coming. They always described you the exact same way. They called you too kind, too forgiving, and the one who always stayed quiet just to keep the peace. And because of that gentle nature, they severely underestimated your spiritual authority. Welcome to your brand new era of quiet power. The tables are turning this Sunday, and your enemies will watch. Those who plotted against you in the shadows are about to watch everything they built crumble to the ground. Meanwhile, a glorious table is being prepared for you right in their presence. Stay locked on this message. Heaven is about to expose exactly what has been happening behind the scenes of your life. The tests, the bitter tears, and the awful feeling that God was completely silent were all just a rigorous preparation. You were being turned into an unbreakable vessel strong enough to hold the immense blessing scheduled for this Sunday. But wait, do not let your guard down just yet. I need you to pause and deeply absorb this next truth. The enemy knows your schedule. They know exactly when your divine shipment is supposed to arrive, and they have deployed a specific counterfeit to distract you right before the finish line. If you take your eyes off this screen, you will single-handedly strip yourself of the ultimate key to recognizing this deceptive trap. Do you want to know exactly why divine timing is descending upon you with such fierce intensity right now? Brace yourself, because the final piece of this divine puzzle will permanently change how you walk through this world. The profound shift unfolding on Sunday requires your absolute focus and unwavering faith. Take one slow, real breath. Listen carefully to what I am about to say next. You have been waking up entirely exhausted, and your eyes snap open at exactly 3 a.m. for no logical reason. The room is completely dark and silent, but your heart is pounding against your ribs like a wild drum. You lie there staring at the ceiling while a heavy weight presses down on your chest. The world tries to tell you this is just normal anxiety. They want you to believe that you are simply stressed out from daily life. Do not listen to their limited human understanding. This strange tightness in your chest is not a medical condition, because it is your physical body trying to process a massive spiritual download. Your nervous system is on high alert. Your mind races through a million different thoughts. You replay old conversations with people who deeply betrayed you. You wonder why you feel so incredibly isolated right now. The loneliness sometimes feels like a physical ache in your bones, but I need you to understand something crucial today. You are absolutely not losing your mind. You are undergoing a divine calibration. Every single unexplained physical symptom you have felt recently has a profound spiritual purpose. Your soul is desperately trying to communicate with your waking consciousness. That sudden shortness of breath is your spirit detecting a massive shift in your timeline. Your internal radar is picking up the high-frequency energy approaching this coming Sunday, while your physical body struggles to adapt. You have been pacing around your house feeling incredibly restless. You cannot seem to focus on simple daily tasks anymore. Everything feels utterly mundane and pointless right now. That is because your spirit knows that your current reality is about to expire. You are outgrowing your old life at a terrifying speed, and the discomfort you feel is simply the friction of your rapid growth. Take a deep breath. Let that settle into your spirit. Notice how sensitive you have become to the energy of other people lately. Going to crowded places suddenly drains you completely, so you find yourself retreating into silence just to protect your fragile peace. You are not becoming isolated. You are fiercely guarding your newly upgraded spiritual frequency. Even your dreams have become intense and exhausting. You wake up feeling like you have been running a marathon all night long. While your physical body sleeps in bed, your spirit is actively fighting massive battles in the astral realm. You are violently clearing out decades of generational trauma while you rest. This is exactly why you feel so physically drained during the day. The sheer amount of heavy lifting your soul is doing right now is astronomical. The universe is completely rewiring your internal circuitry, and it has to break down the old systems before it can install the new kingdom software. Society looks at your symptoms and tells you to just calm down. They offer you pills and therapies to numb the sacred discomfort. But numbing the pain will only delay your inevitable rise to power. Heaven is deliberately making you uncomfortable, so you will finally move, because you are being pushed out of a dead environment that no longer serves your highest good. Think about that strange, fluttering sensation in your gut. It happens randomly when you are washing dishes or driving your car. It is a sudden rush of pure adrenaline mixed with an unexplainable sense of anticipation. Your body literally knows that a massive breakthrough is sitting right outside your door, and it is bracing for the impact of divine favor. You cannot explain this intense feeling to your normal friends. If you try to tell them, they just look at you with blank stares. They cannot comprehend the weight of the calling on your life. So you keep it to yourself and carry the burden alone. But I see the silent struggle you endure every single day. I know exactly how heavy the mantle of a chosen one truly is. Lately you have felt an overwhelming urge to just purge everything. You want to throw away old clothes and delete old contacts. You are ruthlessly cutting ties with anyone who disrupts your inner peace. This sudden ruthlessness is not a character flaw, because it is a divine survival instinct kicking in right before the big transition. You are emptying the vessel. You might have also noticed a strange ringing in your ears, or maybe you keep seeing the exact same numbers on the clock every day. These are not just coincidences to ignore. They are direct physical pings from your spiritual guides, and they are desperately trying to keep you focused on the finish line. But you must hold on just a little bit longer. The bizarre physical symptoms and the endless sleepless nights are about to finally make sense. You have suffered through the mysterious pain of the waiting room. Now you are about to step onto the grand stage of your new reality, and the intense pressure you feel is simply the birth pangs of your greatest blessing yet. Your intuition led you here today. Do not let the enemy convince you that these bodily signs are meaningless. Tap the like button as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. Anchor this profound truth into your physical reality right now, because the storm in your mind is finally about to break. But here is the deeper truth they tried to hide from you. You have spent the last few months deeply blaming yourself. You looked at all the slammed doors and walked away with a broken heart. You truly believed that you did something wrong to deserve this harsh treatment. You constantly questioned your own spiritual worth in the silence. You wondered if heaven had finally abandoned you completely. Stop blaming yourself for the past right now. I need you to completely erase that toxic lie from your mind forever. The painful rejection you experienced was absolutely not a punishment from God. It was His ultimate protection protocol designed specifically for you. Heaven deliberately slowed you down to protect you from rooms you were never meant to enter. They blocked paths that would have destroyed your pure soul. Think about the people who suddenly walked out of your life recently. You cried bitter tears over their unexpected departure. You begged the universe to bring them back because your gentle heart could not handle the sudden loss. But heaven saw the hidden knives behind their fake smiles. They were secretly assigned to drain your vital energy and steal your kingdom inheritance. So God violently removed them. You thought your season of waiting was a harsh and unfair curse. You watched ordinary people around you succeed so easily while you remained stuck in the dirt. But those ordinary people are playing a completely different game. They are simply settling for earthly crumbs. You are being prepared to rule a massive spiritual kingdom. And building a massive kingdom requires a very long time in the dark. The intense loneliness you feel right now is not a tragic accident. It is a highly calculated divine isolation meant to shield your vibration. The universe had to separate you from the noise of the crowd so you could finally hear your own deep intuition. If you were surrounded by those loud distractions, you would completely miss the silent whispers of your guides, preparing you for this coming Sunday. You did not fail the spiritual test. You actually passed it with flying colors. Your beautiful empathy was constantly exploited by toxic narcissists who took advantage of your endless forgiveness. They treated your loving grace as a weakness to be consumed by their greed. But heaven stepped in and slammed those doors shut to preserve your sacred light. Your energy is completely off limits to them now. Do you feel that slight pull in your chest right now? That is your deep intuition finally confirming this absolute truth. The mysterious physical pain we talked about earlier was simply your body detecting this aggressive energy clearance. Your soul knew that the spiritual trash was being taken out, even while your human mind grieved the painful loss of familiar comfort. Every single rejection was a powerful redirection toward your ultimate destiny. You were stripped down to nothing, so you could be rebuilt into an untouchable weapon of light. The universe had to empty your hands of all the fake silver so you could actually hold the heavy gold arriving soon. You cannot carry dead weight into your brand new timeline. Look back at the exact moments you felt the most abandoned and alone. Those were the exact moments heaven was fighting the hardest battles for your life behind the scenes. The dark forces wanted you to stay connected to those parasitic relationships forever. If God had answered your desperate prayers back then, you would have been completely destroyed by their hidden venom. The silent treatment literally saved your life. Breathe that massive relief into your lungs right now. Let go of the heavy guilt you have been carrying for so long. You are completely absolved of all the false blame they placed on your weary shoulders. They called you crazy because they could not manipulate your kindness anymore. Your sudden boundaries terrified them, and their harsh rejection was just a pathetic temper tantrum. You are a rare and powerful cycle breaker. You are the one chosen to end the generational curses that have plagued your bloodline for centuries. A task that monumental requires a completely pure and uncontaminated environment. That is exactly why your current circle has become so incredibly small. You are not lonely. You are just heavily guarded by elite spiritual forces during this critical transition phase. The waiting room is always the hardest part of the spiritual journey. The silence feels absolutely deafening when you do not know the grand master plan. But the grand master plan is finally unfolding before your very eyes this week. Every tear you shed in secret was carefully collected and transformed into spiritual currency. Your painful sacrifice is about to pay off in ways you cannot even imagine. So wipe your tired eyes right now. Lift your heavy head and recognize your true royal identity. You are a fiercely protected child of the Most High, and your period of painful isolation is officially coming to a glorious end. But before you can fully claim your reward, you must understand the dark mechanics of the enemy. There is a specific reason why those toxic people targeted you in the first place. Let me tell you the real reason they targeted your pure soul. You might be wondering why those toxic narcissists clung to you for so long. They never truly loved your authentic human personality. They loved the bright spiritual light you carried inside your chest. You are the chosen one, and your massive energy field was delicious to their dark emptiness. These dark entities do not have any natural light of their own to survive. They operate entirely as spiritual parasites, wandering endlessly through the earthly realm. They desperately need a powerful host to continuously feed on. And because your empathy was so vast and forgiving, you became their absolute favorite target. They maliciously manipulated your kindness just to stay spiritually alive. But you must have noticed something very strange happening to them recently. Right as you bravely started to isolate yourself and heal your wounds, their carefully constructed world began to violently collapse. This sudden downfall is not a random stroke of bad luck for them. It coincides perfectly with this massive timeline shift approaching on Sunday. The spiritual scales of justice are finally balancing out for you. Here is the hidden mechanism you need to fully understand today. When heaven slammed those doors and cut off your connection, the parasites lost their primary food source. They are panicking right now. They are experiencing severe chaos in their daily lives because they can no longer siphon your golden energy. Your divine isolation literally starved their dark spirits to death. Take a deep breath and let this realization settle into your mind. You are an incredibly rare and beautiful soul. They honestly thought they were breaking you down forever with their constant emotional abuse. But they were actually just forging your spirit into an untouchable weapon of light while you wept. The immense pressure only made your aura diamond strong. As you rapidly elevate your frequency toward this coming Sunday, their low vibration simply cannot survive in your presence. It is a strict, and unbreakable law of spiritual physics. Pure light instantly obliterates the darkness the moment it boldly enters the room. You do not even have to lift a single physical finger to fight them. Your pure existence has become a lethal threat to their fake reality. Welcome to your brand new era of quiet authority. A true master of reality does not need to argue or scream at the enemy. You simply sit back in complete silence. You watch while karma meticulously executes its flawless justice protocol on those who betrayed you. The very traps they selfishly set for your downfall have now become their own personal prisons. Every single toxic person who mocked your gentle nature is currently paying a massive price. Doors are slamming shut in their faces every single day. Their finances are completely drying up, and their earthly relationships are crumbling into absolute dust. They are desperately trying to find a new vulnerable victim to drain. But they cannot find anyone else with your unique healing grace. They are secretly watching you from a distance with deep and bitter regret. They clearly see the glorious divine glow returning to your tired face. They realize too late that they threw away the greatest blessing the universe ever gave them. But they can never ever cross the sacred boundary line back into your peaceful life. Heaven has permanently revoked their access to your beautiful kingdom. This is exactly why the timeline is accelerating so aggressively right now. The universe had to completely neutralize your enemies before it could safely deliver your reward. The timing is absolutely perfect. If they were still attached to you this Sunday, they would steal the wealth and favor meant only for you. Their total destruction was a mandatory prerequisite for your ultimate rise. So do not feel guilty when you see them violently struggling. Do not let your old empathy trick you into reaching back out to save them. They willingly chose their dark path when they selfishly abused your beautiful heart. Let them drown in the chaotic consequences of their own toxic actions. You have a massive spiritual empire to claim, and you cannot be distracted by peasants. Here is the final piece of this specific spiritual puzzle. The hidden mechanism that kept you trapped for years is officially broken forever. Your suddenly upgraded spiritual energy field has locked their dark anchor out of your timeline. They can no longer attach their heavy chains to your soaring spirit. You are completely untethered and free to fly into your brand new destiny. But there is another deeper layer to this ongoing phenomenon. While your old enemies rapidly fall away, the universe is sending you brand new signals. You are starting to see undeniable signs that your physical reality is rapidly shifting. Do not ignore these next crucial details. You must learn how to correctly read the language of heaven before the portal opens. Take one more slow breath right now. The heavy burden you carried for so long is finally lifting off your shoulders. You survived the darkest nights of the soul, and you emerged completely victorious. Prepare your mind for what I am going to reveal to you next, because the absolute confirmation of your victory is already showing up in your daily life. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. You are crossing the invisible threshold into your new timeline right now. The universe is actively waiting for your physical participation. This simple action is a powerful declaration of your absolute faith, and it shows the divine realm that you are finally ready to receive. You are a brave cycle breaker, stepping into full spiritual maturity today. Your words hold immense power in this realm. There are massive signs appearing all around you. The universe is speaking loudly through bizarre daily occurrences, but there is one specific hidden sign you are completely missing right now. It is the most critical indicator of your Sunday breakthrough, and I will reveal exactly what that hidden sign is very soon. But first, you must recognize the loud synchronicities already happening everywhere. Sign number 1 is the sudden malfunction of electronics around you. You walk into a quiet room and the lights flicker for no logical reason. Your phone randomly drops calls or glitches when you hold it in your hand. This is not a weird technical issue with your personal devices, because your internal frequency is vibrating at such a massive rate that it disrupts normal electrical fields. Your energy is literally spilling over the edges of your physical body. Normal people never experience this profound level of energetic interference. They operate on a very low and dense vibration that barely leaves their skin. But you are a rare weapon of light, and your aura is expanding aggressively to make plenty of room for Sunday. The sheer magnitude of your presence is altering the atmosphere. Sign number 2 is random strangers delivering profound messages to you. You are standing in a grocery store or walking down a busy street. A complete stranger suddenly says a phrase that perfectly answers your private prayers. They might not even realize the heavy weight of their own casual words, but heaven is actively using their voices as temporary vessels to reach your tired heart. You hear these strange confirmations, and your heart literally skips a beat. You immediately know that God just winked at you through a random passerby. Do not ever brush these incredible moments off as mere earthly coincidence. The divine realm is carefully orchestrating these precise and beautiful encounters, and they want to aggressively reassure you that your season of weeping is over. Take a deep breath and clear your chaotic mind. Listen closely to how your physical body reacts to these words right now. You can feel a warm and comforting sensation spreading deep inside your chest. That is your ancient soul recognizing the undeniable truth of its own majestic reflection. You are no longer the frightened victim of harsh circumstances. You are the master of reality taking the throne. Sign number 3 is the severe distortion of time itself. Some days feel like they stretch on for an entire agonizing month of waiting. Other days vanish in the blink of an eye before you even finish your morning routine. This rapid fluctuation is extremely disorienting and exhausting for your human mind. But it happens because you are rapidly jumping between different timelines right now. The old reality is frantically trying to hold you back in the dirt. Meanwhile, the new timeline is pulling you forward with incredible magnetic force. You are caught in the beautiful friction of a divine and permanent transition. The universe is literally collapsing time to accelerate your massive wealth transfer, and everything you lost over the past decade is being restored in a fraction of a second. Sign number 4 involves sudden flashes of incredibly vivid visions. You close your tired eyes to rest and suddenly see places you have never visited. You dream of towering doors opening wide or finding hidden treasure in dark soil. These are not just random firing neurons in your exhausted human brain. These are precise prophetic glimpses of the glorious inheritance awaiting you very soon. Heaven is generously giving you a sneak peek of the upcoming victory. They want to keep your spirit hungry and completely focused on the ultimate prize. The dark forces desperately want you distracted by petty earthly drama. But your higher self is strongly anchoring your vision to the eternal kingdom, and you are being meticulously trained to handle massive authority without losing your grace. You are the one who survived the storm completely alone. When you were crying in the dark, heaven was secretly upgrading your spiritual DNA. Now you walk through the world with an invisible crown resting heavy on your head. The angels are actively clearing the final debris from your glorious path. Every single synchronicity is a loud trumpet blast announcing your triumphant return. All of these incredible signs are swirling around you every single day. They are undeniable physical proof that the great shift is advancing rapidly. But remember the hidden sign I mentioned just a few moments ago. This final sign is the absolute, most dangerous and deceptive one of all. And it is the ultimate litmus test of your newfound spiritual maturity before the portal fully opens. If you misinterpret this specific final sign, you could derail everything completely. The enemy uses this exact phenomenon to trick chosen ones right at the finish line. They know you are desperately looking for divine confirmation today, so they manufacture a very clever and beautiful illusion to steal your focus. I need you to pay extremely close attention to the details I am about to share. The spiritual atmosphere is thickening violently as we approach the final hour. The invisible warfare is reaching an unprecedented peak of absolute intensity. You have safely navigated through the painful isolation and the harsh rejection. Now you must face the cleverest trap the darkness has ever designed. So keep your eyes completely locked on this message. The ultimate revelation is finally here. Listen carefully, because this is the exact trap I warned you about earlier. Right before the sun finally rises on your new timeline, the darkness always launches its most desperate attack. This is a fatal trap designed to look exactly like the blessing you prayed for. The enemy cannot stop the massive shift happening this Sunday, so instead, they are desperately trying to distract you with a beautiful counterfeit. You will suddenly receive an unexpected message from a toxic person from your past. They will reach out with a fake apology and promise that they have finally changed. Or perhaps a brand new opportunity will suddenly present itself, looking absolutely flawless on the shiny surface. It will aggressively demand your immediate attention and energy right now. This is not divine timing working in your favor. This is a carefully engineered spiritual illusion meant to derail your focus. The universe is presenting you with a final, ultimate test of your spiritual boundaries. God is watching to see if you have truly learned your painful lessons. Will you fall back into the comfortable arms of familiar chaos, or will you stand firm in your new identity as a fierce weapon of light? You have to remember how much they hurt you before. They drained your precious life force until you had absolutely nothing left to give. You spent countless hours crying in the dark and begging for relief from the pain. Now that you are finally healed and glowing with divine favor, they suddenly want access to your upgraded kingdom. They smell the massive anointing on your life from miles away. Do not fall for their pathetic, earthly illusions. The true blessing arriving this Sunday will never cause you intense anxiety or confusion. It will come with absolute peace and a profound sense of rightness in your soul. The counterfeits always bring a subtle feeling of chaotic urgency and underlying dread. They want you to rush your decisions before you have time to consult your spiritual guides. Take a deep breath and center your powerful energy right now. Hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station. Create a massive and impenetrable shield around your glorious aura today. By taking this simple action, you are actively locking the dark forces completely out of your sacred space. You are boldly declaring that you will no longer tolerate their deceptive and draining games. You are a true cycle breaker, and cycle breakers do not repeat the mistakes of the past. You have shed the weak identity of a passive victim forever. You are now the undisputed master of reality, and a master does not negotiate with the low-level demons of their past. You simply observe their desperate attempts to reconnect, and you calmly walk away in complete silence. This calm silence is your absolute greatest spiritual weapon against their tricks. When you refuse to engage with their manufactured drama, their fake power immediately evaporates. They cannot manipulate a solid wall of quiet authority and unwavering self-respect. Your silence screams louder than any angry words you could ever possibly say to them. It is the ultimate rejection of their dark, parasitic existence. Remember that hidden sign we discussed earlier, the repetition of numbers? You have been seeing sequences like 111 and 777 everywhere you look. These numbers are direct confirmations that you are walking the correct path. When the counterfeit suddenly appears in your life, you will instantly notice that these comforting angelic numbers completely stop showing up around you. The sudden absence of divine synchronicity is your loudest warning bell. It means you are temporarily stepping out of alignment with your ultimate destiny. Heaven is literally pulling back its signs to see if you will notice the subtle shift. They want you to use your newly developed spiritual discernment to identify the deadly trap. You must learn to trust that quiet feeling of unease in your gut. The waiting season is incredibly difficult, but rushing into a fake blessing is far worse. The pain of rejection is temporary, but the cost of accepting a counterfeit is astronomical. You would have to restart your entire spiritual journey from the very beginning. You would lose all the precious momentum you have painstakingly built over the last few difficult years. Do not sacrifice your kingdom for a cheap illusion. You are so incredibly close to the glorious finish line right now. The majestic gates of your new timeline are already beginning to swing open. The heavy spiritual attacks are simply the dying gasps of a defeated and pathetic enemy. They know they have lost the war for your beautiful soul. They are just throwing a final desperate tantrum before they are permanently banished from your sacred presence. Hold your ground with absolute grace and unshakable confidence. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on the massive portal opening this coming Sunday. The counterfeits will quickly fade away when they realize you are completely untouchable now. You have successfully navigated the darkest valleys of the shadow. Now you are about to step into the blinding light of your ultimate divine reward. Prepare your spirit for the massive revelation that is coming next, because I am about to expose exactly what happens when the clock finally strikes midnight. The secret mechanism of the Sunday portal is finally about to be revealed to you. This is the moment everything changes. Listen to me very closely, because we have finally reached the absolute pinnacle of your entire spiritual journey. The clock is ticking down to Sunday, and I am about to reveal exactly what happens the very second you cross that glorious threshold. The waiting, the crying, the endless nights of wondering if you were completely forgotten by the universe, all of it completely shatters. The moment the Sunday portal fully opens and engulfs your spirit, when midnight strikes, you are going to feel a physical shift in the atmosphere around you. The heavy, suffocating air that has been pressing down on your chest for years will instantly evaporate. It will be replaced by a profound, electric lightness that starts at the very top of your crown chakra and rushes down all the way to your feet. This is not just a subtle energetic shift. This is a violent, beautiful collision of your past struggles and your destined future. You are going to experience a massive, unprecedented download of pure, blinding, golden light directly from the highest divine source. In that exact fraction of a second, the veil between the dimensions will be completely torn apart. Every single tear you ever cried in secret, every ounce of pain you endured from those who betrayed you, and every moment of suffocating doubt will instantly transmute into raw, concentrated power. You will suddenly understand exactly why you had to go through the darkness. The universe wasn't punishing you. It was painstakingly forging you in the hottest fires of adversity, because the crown you are about to wear is incredibly heavy. Only a true master of reality could possibly carry it. This Sunday, the manifestation you have been desperately praying for will finally materialize in the physical 3D world. It will arrive with absolute, undeniable authority. You are going to receive that specific confirmation you have been begging for. It might be an unexpected email that instantly changes your financial trajectory forever, or the miraculous healing of a broken bond. Whatever your soul has been crying out for is already waiting right inside this portal. The most beautiful part is the overwhelming euphoria that will consume your body. You will wake up on Sunday, and the person in the mirror will be unrecognizable to the demons of your past. Your aura will expand, glowing with a fierce, magnetic radiance that commands absolute respect. You will no longer walk into a room hoping to be chosen. You will walk in knowing you are the ultimate prize. You are the sole creator of your reality, the undisputed architect of your destiny. All heavy ancestral karma suffocating your family line for generations permanently ends with you. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. The generational curses of poverty and abandonment are completely incinerated in the blinding light of your new vibration. Your ancestors are standing in the spiritual realm right now, weeping tears of joy because you finally did it. You pushed through the unbearable density of the old matrix and dragged your bloodline into absolute abundance. You will finally experience the true meaning of effortless receiving. You are officially stepping out of the exhausting survival mode forever. You are now entering the divine balance of Empress and Emperor energy. In this elevated state, you do not chase. You simply sit on your throne and magnetically attract every blessing. Money will flow from multiple, unexpected sources. Deep, soul-shaking love will find you. Absolute peace will become your permanent, default state of being. But hear my voice right now, because this is the most critical part of this message. The universe cannot hand you this massive kingdom if your hands are tightly closed. You cannot step into the Sunday portal if you are still clinging to the heavy baggage of your old identity. The divine realm has meticulously prepared the most magnificent feast for you, but you must make the conscious, bold decision to sit down at the table and confidently claim your rightful seat. Your entire soul is aggressively vibrating as you hear these words, because it instantly recognizes the profound truth in them. Your spirit guides led you to this exact message, at this precise second, to serve as your final initiation. You are standing on the edge of the most spectacular cliff, and the universe is screaming for you to finally take the leap of faith. Before you jump, there is one final action you must take to strictly lock this new timeline into your reality. You must signal to the vast listening universe that you are fully awake, entirely aware, and absolutely ready to claim what is rightfully yours. I am about to show you the exact key that officially unlocks the Sunday portal. The universe strictly honors action, and it is fiercely demanding your active participation right now. I promised you that I would deliver the exact key to finally unlock the Sunday portal, and here it is. You must deeply understand that massive manifestation is always a co-creative process. The divine realm has carried you all the way to this beautiful threshold, but they cannot physically force you through the door. You have been granted the ultimate gift of free will, and now you must actively use it to violently sever the final cords of your old, painful existence. To permanently lock this brand new timeline into your physical reality, you must firmly anchor your intention right here, right now, in this exact dimension. I absolutely need you to go to the comments immediately and fiercely declare your victory to the listening universe. I want you to type these exact words: I fully claim my Sunday miracle. Do not just think it quietly in your mind. You must physically type it out. When your fingers press those letters, you are forcefully bringing spiritual energy down into the material 3D world. You are actively commanding the quantum field to bend entirely to your absolute will. By writing those powerful words, you are signing a sacred, unbreakable contract with the highest divine source. You are officially putting the entire spiritual realm on notice that you are no longer playing small. You are aggressively demanding the massive spiritual harvest that is rightfully yours. Every single time someone else reads your comment, their energy will automatically magnify your manifestation. We are building a massive, unstoppable grid of golden light right here in this specific space. But the divine initiation does not stop there. The spiritual law of massive multiplication strictly requires you to give in order to receive. To instantly activate the ultimate overflowing abundance in your own life, you must share this exact frequency with someone else who is desperately trapped in the darkness. Send this sacred message to someone who has been silently crying themselves to sleep. You already know exactly who just popped into your mind. That is not a random coincidence. That is your spirit guides explicitly telling you who urgently needs this rescue right now. When you share this divine transmission, you instantly become an active conduit for the universe's most powerful miracles. You are telling God that you are absolutely ready to handle massive wealth, deep soulmate love, and unlimited power because you are already operating from a pure, elevated mindset of overflowing generosity. You are proving once and for all that you are no longer operating from the desperate, suffocating frequency of lack and earthly scarcity. If you consciously choose to simply scroll past this without taking immediate action, you are subconsciously telling the universe that you are perfectly comfortable in your current, agonizing suffering. You are directly signaling that you secretly prefer the familiar pain of the old matrix over the terrifying responsibility of absolute, divine freedom. The magnificent portal will quietly close, and you will be brutally forced to repeat this exact painful cycle for another 5, 10, or perhaps 20 years. Do not let your deeply ingrained fear sabotage the most spectacular miracle of your entire lifetime. Take an incredibly deep, grounding breath with me right now. Inhale the blinding golden light of your brand new, triumphant reality. Exhale every single ounce of lingering doubt, childhood trauma, and heavy ancestral fear. Feel that massive electric shift settling permanently into your earthly bones. Your DNA is literally upgrading and restructuring as you fully absorb the profound truth of these spoken words. You are no longer the broken, exhausted victim you were just a few short minutes ago. I am personally sealing this magnificent, high-frequency energy around your physical and spiritual body right now. I am directly calling upon the highest archangels and your most fiercely protective ancestors to rapidly form an impenetrable, spinning wall of blazing white fire completely around your aura. Absolutely no dark energy, no toxic individuals, and no lower demonic vibrations can ever cross this sacred boundary again. You are fully protected, infinitely loved, and divinely guided in every single step you take from this miraculous moment forward. Hit the subscribe button right now to permanently connect your soul's energy to this high-frequency receiving station. Every single time you return to this sacred space, your vibration will instantly calibrate to the exact frequency of effortless, continuous miracles. We are proudly walking into this new timeline together as an absolutely unstoppable army of fully awakened, majestic cycle breakers. You have relentlessly done the agonizing work. You have barely survived the darkest nights of the soul. Now, it is finally your spectacular time to brutally conquer everything. The endless, draining season of waiting is officially and permanently over. The brutal, devastating season of weeping has finally ended. Prepare your physical vessel for the most massive, mind-blowing influx of divine blessings you have ever experienced in your entire human existence. The universe is about to show off wildly and unpredictably in your beautiful life. Keep your head held extremely high and keep your fragile heart wide open. The darkness has completely lost its grip on you. I will see you, glowing and completely victorious, on the glorious other side of the Sunday portal.